Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be walking you through the apps on my iPad. I have the 12.9-inch iPad Pro from 2018 in SpaceGrey with 256GB of storage and the smart keyboard Folio, plus of course the Apple Pencil. You guys keep asking if it's worth getting the 12.9-inch instead of the 11-inch because it's more expensive, and I'd say it depends on your main use. I'm very happy with the big screen as it is especially convenient in split screen mode or when watching Netflix, while the device is still easily portable. Let's go back to what is on my iPad though. iPad OS 14 allows you to customize your widgets on the home screen, which I think is pretty neat. I'm keeping all my apps to 2 pages, the first one containing essential or school-related apps, the second one containing apps I use for photo editing, etc. I'll skip Apple standard apps as it's obvious what they're being used for. Let's start with the apps I keep in the dock as I use them every day. The first one is Calendars 5 by Riedel, which is a calendar app that I prefer over Apple's standard calendar app for its weekly overview. I use it on both my iPhone and iPad, and it syncs with your Apple or Google Calendar when you download it. Next up, we've got Leo, which is a simple dictionary that most of you will probably know. It allows you to translate words into 9 languages, which is pretty cool. Then we've got GoodNotes 5. This is probably my most used app on the iPad. It comes with tons of useful functions for note-taking and annotating stuff, and it's literally been a game changer in my student life. I might be doing an extra video on GoodNotes sometime if that's something you guys are interested in, just let me know. Then we've got Schoolroom, which is basically a timetable app. I've shown you how I use it in an earlier video. I just use it during online school to create a schedule for myself that I can stick to in order to have a certain routine. And finally, we've got Microsoft To Do, which is, in my eyes, the best to-do app out there. It allows you to create several lists, for example, one per class. It allows you to add deadlines, steps, notes, files, etc. Plus, it's possible to customize the design. The app is free on all devices. All you need is a Microsoft account, which you probably have anyway. And that's it for the apps in the dock. As for the apps on page 1, most of them are self-explanatory, but let's go over them very quickly. I use Sweargit for my workouts, and I love that it offers a ton of different workouts for free, even though there is a subscription option. Then I also use the New York Times app, and here I have got a subscription for only €2 a month, which I think is an amazing offer given that most German quality newspapers are around €20 even for students, so that's a big recommendation. Then I have Word, PowerPoint and Excel, and also Apple's numbers, but I gotta admit that I virtually never use any of them on my iPad. They're one of the reasons why I personally think an iPad still cannot replace an actual laptop. But anyways, there are all the social media apps. Then I've got like Gmail, G Drive, which I use for work. And then there's one more app I'd like to show you, which is Cam Scanner. And to be honest, it doesn't work 100% with the iPad. That's because it's been created for the iPhone and works way smoother on there. But nevertheless, it's a great app for scanning documents because it's got an automatic recognition. So big recommendation, but more for the iPhone than for the iPad. Let's move on to page 2. First up, I've got an Atlas app for geography teachers, which I never really used before but probably should try. Then there is Google Earth. SimpleMind allows you to create digital mind maps. Quizlet is an app for digital flashcards, which you probably know already. I prefer to use it on my phone though because I mostly repeat my Spanish vocabulary on the go. And then Kahoot is a quiz app that I like to use with my students as it's great fun for everyone, while it helps revise the contents of the lesson. Then there's the Sounds app, which I used a lot when I took a class on phonetics and phonology. Next up, we've got some travel-related apps like Booking.com, which I haven't used this year at all. There's the Paperang app for my pocket printer. And then we've got all my editing apps down here. First up, there is Lightroom, which is any photographer's must-have. The mobile apps are free on both phone and tablet, but the desktop version requires a subscription. I use this app to edit all my photos. By the way, these aren't mine, I just created the edits for a competition. But I edit all my Instagram posts with Lightroom and with my own custom-made presets. Then there is Affinity Photo, which costs about 20 euros in the mobile version. It's also a photo editing app that comes with lots of functions, and I used it a lot before I got Lightroom. Next up, we've got PixArt, which I use to add those shiny bubbles to my Instagram photos. Canva is amazing for any kind of infographic. Then of course there is Procreate, which I should really learn how to use properly. And then there's Skillshare. If you don't know that, Skillshare offers tons of video courses on all topics you can imagine. It's also subscription based. Next we have Music Notes, an app through which you can buy sheet music for different instruments. And then we've got Splice, which I use to edit time lapses. Over, which is also a photo editing app, especially great for those fancy headlines in GoodNotes. And the YouTube Creator app. And that's about it. If you have any questions regarding any of these apps or the iPad in general, or if you want me to do any specific video on the iPad, just drop a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.